I have learned a valuable lesson about success from a wise and wealthy man I met about 5 years ago. He had dedicated his entire life to studying success and had reached a clear conclusion about what it takes to achieve success, not just in business but in life overall. Though he's no longer with us, his words continue to resonate with me, and I believe they can provide the motivation and guidance needed for those who aspire to break free from a mediocre working life and strive for something greater. According to this wise individual, the key to success is to set a goal and then relentlessly pursue it until you achieve success in at least one significant endeavor. The rationale behind this is that your subconscious mind will internalize this success and store it as a pattern, much like a template. From that point forward, your subconscious will propel you, guide you, and direct you to replicate the pattern of success in other areas of your life. In other words, nothing succeeds like success. Psychologists have even demonstrated that achievement brings a natural high, and once you've experienced a substantial success, your subconscious mind is wired to seek that same sense of satisfaction repeatedly. This powerful idea hit home for me early in my life when I embarked on a transformative journey, what I call the Sahara Crossing. At the age of 18, 3 friends and I decided to break away from our mundane lives. We had been working in sawmills on the West Coast, and while many of our peers were heading to Europe for backpacking adventures, we decided to do something truly unconventional. No one was going to Africa, so we set our sights on that continent. Little did we know the challenges and adventures that awaited us. Our journey began with an act of faith, which is often the starting point for many great ventures. We departed from Vancouver in an old 1946 Chevy, heading for Montreal via Toronto. We chose a different path, and that made all the difference. However, we faced our first setback when one of our friends decided to abandon the journey in Montreal. It was a tough decision, but we pressed on with 3 of us, determined to reach Africa. In Montreal, after a day of unsuccessful attempts to find work on the waterfront, the other 2 friends also gave up. They decided to use their limited savings to pay for passage across the Atlantic rather than working their way. I tried to persuade them otherwise, explaining that quitting is a habit, and if you quit the first time you encounter difficulties, you're likely to quit when faced with challenges in the future. This was the first lesson I learned on our journey, the importance of persevering and establishing a pattern of success. With my friends in England and me in Montreal, I worked on a construction site throughout the winter, hauling heavy loads. Finally, I secured a job on a Norwegian freighter, arriving in England in mid-April. My friends had given up, but we soon reconnected and decided to continue our adventure to Africa. At that point, we had nothing but an 8.5 by 11-inch map that showed both Europe and Africa. We assumed it would be a straightforward journey from London to Johannesburg. Little did we realize that the total distance was around 8,000 miles. We were big-picture thinkers who didn't get bogged down in details, a common trait of the young and inexperienced. We bought bicycles in London, thinking we'd be the first to ride from London to Johannesburg. As we quickly discovered, the hills in France seemed to be perpetually uphill, and the wind was always in our faces. This taught us a valuable lesson: the details matter, and overlooking them can lead to hardships. Similarly, in any new venture, things often go wrong, and setbacks can occur when least expected. We soon realized that the bicycles were not the ideal mode of transportation for our ambitious journey. After 2 weeks of struggling uphill, we loaded the bikes onto a train and traveled across France and Spain to Gibraltar. There, we sold the bicycles and purchased a Land Rover with our last bit of money. This decision led to another challenge: we were out of money, and we didn't have enough for fuel and equipment. In our desperation, We reached out to friends and family for help, sending letters pleading for financial assistance. One significant turning point came when an uncle of one of my friends, Jeff, whom he had only met once in his life, sent us £100. At that time, this was worth more than $1,000 today. It was a game changer, and we were overjoyed. This experience taught us the importance of seeking help and support from others when facing adversity. No one makes it entirely on their own, and we all need assistance to overcome obstacles. With the additional funds, we purchased food and supplies, took a ferry to Tangiers, Morocco, and set out towards the Atlas Mountains and the Sahara. Our excitement was palpable, and we were singing as we embarked on this challenging journey. However, our optimism was short-lived. Just 20 miles into the trip, the radiator of our Land Rover blew up, signaling the beginning of a series of setbacks. Over the next 10 days, the steering rods bent, causing the front wheels to go out of alignment and resulting in repeated tire blowouts. When we encountered a flat tire, we often had to wait by the side of the road for hours until someone with the proper tools came to our aid. Despite these challenges, we pressed on, journeying deeper into Morocco, crossing the Atlas Mountains, and venturing onto the Sahara Escarpment. As we ventured further into this unforgiving terrain, we entered a world that seemed to have changed very little in 1,000 years. We encountered long stretches of barren countryside, punctuated by the occasional oasis with primitive farms irrigated by wells and underground rivers. This journey was the beginning of a life-altering experience, and I'm sure many of you can relate to it in your own pursuit of success. At this point, my ability to speak French came in handy as we conversed with the natives in the small towns we passed through. In one town, when asked about our destination, we confidently stated that we were heading across the Sahara and into Africa. To our surprise, the response was not one of encouragement but rather concern. The local inhabitants, who were Bedouin and Tuareg, knew the Sahara intimately, having lived in the desert for generations. Their response was consistent: "You can't do that, you'll die in the desert." We soon discovered that this warning became a recurring theme wherever we went. People would introduce us as the young men who are going off to die in the desert. At first, we found it somewhat amusing, but over time, it became irritating. These were not just any people, they were desert dwellers with centuries of knowledge about the Sahara's challenges. This experience taught me a crucial lesson: when you try to do something out of the ordinary, people will line up to tell you that it can't be done. They will offer discouragement and skepticism, even when they should know better. The lesson here is that, to achieve something exceptional, you must learn to rise above the naysayers and focus on your goal, ignoring the negative voices that may surround you. Our journey was fraught with challenges, but we continued to persevere, determined to make it to Africa. However, we encountered another obstacle when we ran out of money in Gibraltar. We sent letters to family and friends, pleading for assistance. Help arrived in small amounts from various sources, but one generous contribution came from Jeff's uncle, who had only met him once in his life. He sent us £100, which was a significant sum at the time. This experience reinforced the lesson that we all need help and support from others to overcome the rough patches in our lives. No one truly makes it on their own, and seeking assistance when needed is not a sign of weakness but a testament to our determination to succeed. Despite the challenges, we pressed on, purchasing a Land Rover with our last funds and embarking on our journey through Morocco towards the Sahara. We encountered rugged terrain and primitive landscapes, but we were undeterred. Our determination and perseverance were unshaken, and we were committed to reaching Africa, no matter the odds. As we journeyed through the Sahara and faced countless obstacles, I realized that time was our most valuable asset. It was our ability to make the most of our time that would ultimately determine our success. This realization led to what I now refer to as the law of forced efficiency. This law states that there is never enough time to do everything, but there is always enough time to do the most important tasks. When you're under pressure and have a job or project with a tight deadline, you become incredibly efficient. The key to using the law of forced efficiency effectively is to become efficient before time runs out. Ask yourself critical questions to identify your most valuable tasks and the results you need to achieve. What are the tasks that will make the most significant impact? Why are you on the payroll, and what results are you hired to deliver? What can you and only you do that will truly make a difference? The most crucial question in time management is, what is the most valuable use of my time right now? This question guides your actions and ensures that you focus on the tasks that truly matter. By consistently working on the most important tasks, you become one of the most efficient and productive individuals in your field. In life, as in our journey through the Sahara, challenges will arise, and people will doubt your ability to overcome them. However, it is your determination, your ability to seek help when needed, and your focus on the most valuable tasks that will lead you to success. Remember that success leaves a pattern, and once you've experienced it, your subconscious mind will drive you to replicate that pattern in other aspects of your life. Don't be deterred by naysayers, and always strive to make the most of your time. You have the power to overcome obstacles and achieve your dreams. Have you ever faced a challenge that seemed insurmountable, like our journey through the Sahara? It's in those moments of adversity that our true potential is revealed. When you set a goal and stay committed, even when faced with setbacks, you're on the path to success. The lessons I learned during that journey continue to shape my approach to life and business, and I hope they inspire you to never give up on your dreams. Remember, success is not a destination, it's a journey. It's the process of setting goals, facing challenges, and persevering through difficulties. Embrace the law of forced efficiency in your life, and you'll discover that there's always enough time to do what truly matters. Keep pushing forward, even when others doubt your capabilities. Your determination and focus will create a pattern of success that will lead you to new heights in your personal and professional life. In case you ever find yourself in doubt or facing challenges, remember the young men who set out to cross the Sahara and into Africa, against all odds. Their journey was filled with obstacles and naysayers, but their determination and resilience ultimately led them to their goal. You, too, can overcome any challenge and achieve your dreams. The key is to set a goal, stay committed, seek help when needed, and focus on the most valuable tasks. Success is within your reach, all you need to do is never give up and keep working towards your dreams. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this journey and the lessons it holds for us. Please leave a comment below and share your experiences with overcoming challenges and pursuing your goals. Your insights can inspire and motivate others on their path to success.
Before you go, help us by smashing that YouTube like button. And subscribe to this channel, so you won't miss any of our videos. This shows YouTube algorithm that you value our information, and it helps us spread the message. Sharing is caring.